Well, hello, my babies, to another wonderful spiritual Sunday here with Spiritual Tea Time with Reverend Patience. We got just doing straight up spilling the tea from spirit tonight. I'm gonna first, before I jump into the lovely free readings for my babies, we're gonna talk about we got this up and coming full moon on the depending on where you are in the world, either on the 10th or the 11th, and I'll be doing the Western Tropical, so it will be in the sign of Cancer. Excuse me, my bad, Capricorn, which is the complete opposite of it. So Constance says, "Hello, I can't believe I'm early because I run on Black Witch time." Oh, I know, girl. Oh, I know it. The only thing that makes me early and everything is Capricorn. Okay, that Capricorn in me and everything, and then my sergeant major I had as junior ROTC in high school drilled it into our heads. If we were on time, we were late. We had always had to be 5 minutes early. So trust and believe me. I feel you, baby. Oh, that's what she said. Funny, Shane. Sean, you better behave, boy. Okay? Behave. Anyways, so talking about the full moon in Capricorn, it's letting us know that the end of tough cycles are ending. Because this powerful event is likely to expose uncomfortable truths, bringing unprocessed pain from the past that we've been refusing to deal with. And now it's ready to be felt and acknowledged so you can get healed and, demagnetize yourself because a lot of you, the stuff you're holding on is causing that self sabotage and it's keeping you from that delicious life you deserve. And all my babies deserve to have a delicious, easy life. You know what I'm saying? And so this full moon promises to uncover opportunities to recognize deeper lessons behind the repetitive cycles, patterns you may find yourself continually entangled in, especially entangleships and situationships, because what besides having this lovely full moon coming up just before we got Mercury going into retrograde. We just got Neptune going into retrograde, and Chiron at the end of the month is going into retrograde. So, yes, all those old toxic patterns, relationships especially, are going to be popping back. And just because your toxic ex comes back into your life, my babies, doesn't mean you're supposed to go back to him or her, okay, or them. It means they're testing you, okay? To see how stupid you is. If you're gonna go back to the same old cycles, we'll see. Oh, nope, nope, nope. Boundaries are up. I'm sticking to it. Get the step, okay? Because a lot of you, like I said, because of repression and everything, you're going to be tested this coming month. And because in the progressive true, I never said the S part, but it's similar to the Vedic astrology. This moon is also going to be in Sagittarius, so trust me, you're going to be speaking your truths, okay? With all the retrogrades and everything going on. And also, too, keeping a positive mindset, using these retrogrades to your benefit, babies. If you go into a retrograde season like this, what we got popping off this summer, with a negative mindset, guess what? You're returning to yourself, okay? Remember that. Retrograde means return to sender, okay? That's more amplified because it's spinning it back to you, all right? You know what I'm saying? Hello, Lisa. Hi, my baby. Hi, Latoya, honey. Thank you for joining us. I'll get to questions in a moment. Just give me a minute. Right now we just talking about what's going on with the this moon and what we need to do. So when dealing with all this processed feelings and situationships, and definitely heightened during this full moon with everything going on else astrologically, make sure you work on what is no longer serving you, because trust me and believe me, Capricorn is stubborn as hell, baby, in the universe and your ancestors. If you're going to be a stubborn shit about things and not do what you need to do to let go because you're comfortable in that toxicity, you're still addicted to that toxic kitty cat or that toxic eggplant that you should know you should not be touching, even though it came good looking, came back around because Mercury about to hit in, along with this full moon, with everything else going on. No, 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 babies. Don't repoison yourself. Remember what they did. and say goodbye. See you later. And my babies, also, this is also a major sign for you in your growth. When retro set this whole retro season, if none of your toxic exes come back, that means you have broken the cycle and you deserve to give yourself that pat on the back and celebrate. You know what I'm saying? So, what is it? Sean says, I think Patience Watch is slow, or maybe I shouldn't have gotten her that Death Star PX. Funny, funny, funny. No, the full moon will be on the 10th in the Western Hemisphere in the US here. And then on, because they're, ahead of us a day on the other side of the earth, they're like in Asia and everybody, it's going to be on the 11th, but the 10th for us and everything. So, yeah. It's definitely, like I said, dealing with those brunt truths, especially of the past, of the toxicity of things, this is the time to, cut it off. Ask the full moon and everything. Easiest way, like I talk about all the time with my babies, they know that we talk about using sleep meditation and everything. And where you take advantage of your sleep, listening to the frequencies like the 528 would literally regenerate you down to the cellular level. Okay, scientifically been proven, not just spiritually. So it helps release the old traumas. So you're not triggered like, traditional therapy does to you, for a lot of folk. Make it a nightly habit. Get one that especially when it rains. One of my favorite one to listen to is here on the YouTube. It's called Money Storm Subliminal. It has the 528, and then it has the 417 to get rid of negativity, and then it has the money subliminals to bring in the money. And I listen to it every time it rains, and I've been listening to it so much now that automatically, subconsciously, I start bringing in the money. And every time I naturally hear the rain, because I'm so used to listening to that money subliminal, I highly recommend it, babies. I'm a walking testimony. This stuff works, you know. Yep, make yourself a playlist and everything. Trust me, you can find a frequency or a subliminal to anything that you got going on and everything. You can find them from real short ones where they're a couple minutes to ones that are like 8, 9, 10, 11 hours straight and everything. They got ones that are playing live 24/7 on certain channels. Just go in the YouTube here, search, and just type in what it is that you need to work on, and you can find yourself something. Because the whole thing is, my babies, especially us spiritual folk, because we end up using our spirituality and our magic and our spells to try to control, because that trauma response, it makes us feel better to try to control the how, when, and where, how something manifests in our life. We got to let go of that. That comes from that scarcity mindset, that lack mindset that we have embedded on us, especially from childhood. You know what I'm saying? So listening to the Savaggio frequencies and the different type of subliminals while you sleep uses the subconscious. And it's scientifically proven that our subconscious is a good 30,000 times more powerful than our waking mind and everything. Because when we're asleep, all those filters are turned off while we sleep. And so we, find one that you like, put where you barely hear it. I know I don't knock anybody for using them, but personally, me, when I sleep, I don't like having earbuds or anything in my ears. But if I'm living proof that you can put it just where you barely hear it, and it still works just as fine as you listen to those and everything. Okay. Constance says this moon last year helped me leave all my toxic work environments. I remember talking to you about that. I'm so proud of you, baby. He says I'm a freelance stylist and now I'm living in the woods with my dogs. We homeless, but we happy. You ain't never homeless, baby. Okay? Because true home is never, ever a building. Okay? Remind yourself of that. What you need will come to you. Start manifesting, like I said, start listening to the subliminals and everything to help you and stuff, and trust and believe me. Make your visual board of what it is you want to manifest for yourself, especially your little apartment, that for you, that's, pet friendly and everything. or maybe find yourself a good roommate that you can move it with that loves dogs just as much as you do. Amen. Yes, baby. The earth is your home. Exactly. Greetings. Thank you for joining us, my brother. Honestly, don't be mad at me, but I am not going to pronounce your name. I do not want to mess it up. And I would feel embarrassed if I was trying to say it. But my brother, thank you for joining us. Okay. So let me see here. We'll start getting into readings. And since my girl, oh, greetings to you. Got the Ricky Regan. Hey, baby. She says, hello, mama goddess. uh, Sean, get over that. Cindy said, okay, no offense, but that's getting old. All right. It's not funny anymore. All right. I know, Latoya, you my first girl. Okay, there you are, baby. Okay. Thank you for being understanding, my brother. All right. Latoya, put in again in the comments, baby. Was it in general? Remember, I'm getting old, baby. So, was it in general or was there something specific and everything? Lisa, I'll get to you right after Latoya, honey. Latoya, put in your in the comments your question, honey. You're welcome, Lisa. Yes, they are. Okay, did my father's son Trey want to come toward me? Okay. Ooh, what we got, baby? Oh yeah, he's been working on it. He's trying to figure out some way to approach it. 8 of coins. That's a yes. But he's been battling. He's going yes, no, yes, no. 5 of swords. But yeah. Let me see here, baby. Oh yeah, he sees you as his queen of wands and everything. He's gonna talk about wanting that family life and everything. I mean, he wants, but the main thing is because he wants girl. Let me see. Yeah, but the thing is that he's gonna cause nothing but strife, nothing but mental anguish again, because he's playing the homosexual thing. He sees you doing good on your own, looking good, looking snatched up and everything. Now he wants to come back home and everything and mooch off your butt. No, he's all hot air, is what the spirits tell me. Ooh, yep, conflict. Mm mm, mm. And he'll be coming in fast and quick. Okay. Homosexual is someone who stays with someone because they need a place to stay, not because they truly love someone. The only reason why they get in a relationship because they don't want to live on the street. They don't want to be homeless. Yep. So he needs to prove himself to be worthy of you, Latoya. Okay. Actions. Do not go by his word because he's broken his word more than once to you and everything. You know. Sometimes a certain person comes in your life, you're only meant to make a baby together, but not doesn't mean you're supposed to be in a relationship together. And that does not make you a bad mama neither, because you got that beautiful gift. All right, just concentrate on you and them babies, honey, and the right man will come along. See, yeah, work on you, and the right man will come along. But you got to work on yourself so you don't keep magnetizing folks like your baby daddy. Okay, Lisa, baby, you still there? You're welcome, Latoya. My pleasure anytime. And if you ever need an in-depth reading, you can find me on indigopsychics.com. Um, I'm usually the first profile when you pop up for spiritual advisors and stuff. And also, shout out to my company, which is indigopsychic.com, which I'm a proud owner of, with my business partners. We not only have very accurate, very blunt spiritual advisors such as myself and my other ladies, we also sell fresh roasted to order coffees, both from light, medium, dark roast. We got decaf, we got flavor coffees that are all organically flavored, and we have so far 7 loose leaf artisan teas as well, some with caffeine and some without caffeine. And all our teas and coffees are shipped, um, have free shipping in the U.S. Outside the U.S., you're gonna have to pay. But yeah, if you need an in-depth reading, Latoya, you can always hit me up, because brand new customers, clients for our spiritual advisors, your first minutes are free. First 3 minutes are free. Excuse me. Got the hiccups there. Am I connected? Does Cal want our relationship to grow? Okay, baby. Let's see. Does Cal want Lisa and his relationship to grow, ancestors? Let's see what we got, baby. Mm. Everybody can get a reading, baby. The readings are free on Sunday and everything. If I'm doing like today, I'm doing free one question readings. I'll get to everybody. Like I said, if the one question being answered and everything isn't enough for you, like I said, you can hit me up at indigopsychics.com and get a reading. If you're a first time client for me on indigopsychics.com, your first 3 minutes is free. Also, too, besides per minute, I also have a 30-minute flat rate session as well that you can do if that's more convenient. And Lisa, to answer your question, yes, he does. You just need to be patient, baby. All right. And from what Spirit is telling me, y'all need to work on learning your love language, and so you can understand each other better and everything. One of the things I recommend, especially if you know his, besides his birth date and everything, time and place of where he was born, go to I think it's called cafeastrology.com. They have a free compatible couples printout birth chart you can get, and it explains it in layman's terms, and it'll really help you understand all the positives, all the negatives, all your strengths, all your weaknesses as a couple, astrologically and everything. And I always, develop my divine feminines to work on it, and get it. Trust me, it will help you navigate that relationship. All right. Yep, that's the problem is with you, especially you younger generation and everything. You know, you don't take the time to learn each other. Y'all are superficial. Y'all about the hormones. You know what I'm saying? And once that wears off, there's nothing. And you got a lot of yapping and fighting because you ain't understanding each other and everything. You got to learn how a person works, how they think, how they tick, how they spiritually believe, how their feelings, how they relate their feelings, how they communicate their feelings and everything. So you're not taking it too personal. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I bet it's been stressing him out. I bet it is. I bet it is. Oh, trust me. This coming week, he's going to be contacting you. Like I said, Mercury about to go in retrograde right around this full moon, honey. Trust and believe me, y'all. We already in the shadow of it. And then you got Neptune and Aries and everything. Trust me, it's putting into action. It's bringing up everything. So trust and believe me, he's going to contact you. But you, my baby, you need to learn how to be patient and not assume things. Because when you have that, thought in your head that the shoe's going to drop when it comes to your relationships, what are you telling your ancestors? What are you telling the gods? What are you telling the angels and everything that walk with you, baby? What are you telling the Almighty in the universe? You want the shoe to drop. Okay. So you need to work on your healing, and so you don't self sabotage this relationship because of your own personal insecurities, especially with your abandonment issues. Yep. Do it nightly. Get your lavender on, or lavender and frankincense, or lavender and cedar wood, or all three blended together, and anoint yourself daily. Middle of the forehead, left and right temple, back of your neck, left and right side. Okay. And this will give you mental clarity and focus, and also help with the healing process, especially when you listen to your frequencies at night and everything. That 528 will really, really help with that, especially with the 432. Okay, baby? Let's see. Anybody else? Did I miss anybody else's? Okay. All right. Sean says, question. Surprise me, or what does the card have to say to me? It seems to work best for me. Miss Lisa, I'm my pleasure, darling. Anytime. Like I said, every Sunday I'm here 3 p.m. live Central Time. Either it's gonna be me just straight up doing readings for the collective, or I'm gonna have a special guest, and we might throw some cards at the end of the when it was my guest. So we try to keep a variety, you know, change it up sometimes. But yeah, and like I said, also too, recommend people. Tell them to hit me up. Come see me. Tell them to look me up at indigopsychics.com. All right. Also, besides doing phone calls, you can request chat as well. Because I know some of y'all, because of certain situations and everything, you can't be talking out loud on the phone, especially with a psychic. Try to especially talk about relationships. I can always do the chat thing. I have that. But you have to request it first. So I don't leave that button on at all times on my profile, but you can hit it and put in a request, and I will contact you back and everything. Okay. Much love to you too, baby. All right. What does Shawnee Pooh need to know? Mr. Arizona. Mm. Since you've been working on that crazy inner child of yours and working on your healing and everything, you got big time blessings speedily coming your way. I got 3 cards for you, baby. I got 6 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, and the Chariot. So definitely whatever, especially whatever it is that you've been dealing with. Um, Something to do about the VA. There's money that's you have victory. Something about being owed back money that's supposed to be coming to you. That's what I'm hearing. Yep, justice confirmation, baby. All right. So, yeah, that's a good thing because I know how they love to screw everybody. Mm. He says, "Thanks, XO. Spot on." Hey, that's what I'm here for, baby. To be honest with y'all, any with my personal business and with other lines I've read over the years, and I have several other ones I read for as well. Anytime I've ever gotten a bad review, it's not because I've been inaccurate. It's usually if I get a bad review is because I touched on something that wasn't supposed to come to light, or they weren't hearing what they wanted. because the hard truth they didn't want to accept. Because one thing you need to learn about me as a spiritual advisor, I try to be compassionate and loving in my readings as much as possible. But also, I did at the same time took a vow that I would always tell the truth, the honest truth, no matter how harsh it is. That's my spiritual taboo. I cannot lie to my friends, to my loved ones, to my clients, and people love me and hate me for it, which I get because truth does hurt. But honestly, I rather, as me, like the old Russian proverb says, I'd rather be smacked in the face by the truth than kissed by a lie. Because in the long run, that lie is poison. So so real quick, I'm gonna grab out my cards and see exactly for the collective do a tarot reading since nobody else has any. Hey, Carisha, did you want a reading, baby? Otherwise, I'm gonna do a reading for the collective. Yes, no, or are you good from what I gave you this morning? All right, Constance, what's your question, baby? Mm-hmm. Ah, Constance, I have a feeling what your question is about is the situation you just went through and everything. Um, Ten of Swords. Don't need to worry about this tower moment you just went through because it was meant to happen for you to have that breakthrough. Many times we go through those traumatic situations in our life because what were meant for us, our old life cannot be a part of it because our old life is keeping us from that delicious, beautiful life, easy life that we are meant to have, baby. You know what I'm saying? And always remember, many times when they see like the Ten of Wands, Ten of Swords, and all that kind of stuff, they start freaking out. And many, to me, 10 is also completion. All right. That means the end of it. Done. One plus zero in numerology equals one. So one means new beginnings. Yep. You needed to walk away from whatever it is that you were at. It had to happen. And a part of you did not want to let go. So spirit came in, the ancestors hit, oh, baby, whoosh. I keep on seeing, oh, yeah, with her machete. You know what I'm saying? So, yep, see, that's what you want to do and everything. So she do. Oh, yes, you must do formal study. Ask the ancestors to bring what you need to you easily and effortlessly. Don't worry about where it's coming from. You need to let go of that. Okay, that's the main thing you need to work on and everything is that scarce mindset, baby. Okay, whatever you need will always come to you easily and effortlessly. That's truly my path to be down, being the Chinese medicine doctor and acupuncture. Whatever I need for school, whatever I need for a place to stay while I'm in school, whatever write it down in the details will always come to me easily and effortlessly. Everything I need to to come into my next step of my true destiny. You know, using something of that type of format in your word. All right. And trust and believe me, you put in that work, baby, it's going to come true. It's going to manifest the way you want. Okay. And that's the reason why you need to do that formal because a lot of states, they want that formal certificate, baby, in order to give you your business license because there's too many sad to say, frauds out there, especially in the natural health. And girl, this is the time to be doing it. This is year 9. This is, especially in health and wellness for women and everything. Um, the big businesses for us to be getting into and everything as women. One of them is health and wellness, besides skincare and beauty, fashion, and tech. So, yeah, figured out what you got to do and ask the ancestors to bring it to you, baby. Yes, it is. You're very right, honey. She says, I have a stellium in Sagittarius, so going into the spiritual medical field seems like something I'm supposed to do in this lifetime. You're doing it because you're going to find yourself having a lot of deja vu moments because this is not your first lifetime being what you are. And I bet you're probably drawn to ancient China and everything because, and it was a past life. And you're relearning everything you already know from the subconscious, baby. Understand you've been studying herbalism for years and everything, but still, like I said, when it comes to starting a business and everything, especially dealing with acupuncture and all that kind of good stuff, definitely you got to do the formal thing, so you have that certificate. And trust me, there's plenty of them online that you can do and everything, but do your research and make sure they're a legit school. Gotherican says, I had a friend told her flat F truth and she didn't want to hear it. And bam, it happened. Yep. Oh, God, girl, tell me about it. I don't know how many times I've heard over the years, how the F did you know that? Oh my God. Or they don't want to believe you and then come crawling back to you, apologizing for how blatantly disrespected they got with you and all that stuff because they think you're a fraud and a liar. And then everything you say happened and I'm sorry. And then try to beg you for a free reading. Uh-uh. Hell no. No, thank you. Mm-mm. You get disrespectful with me, I'll charge you triple the price just for being disrespectful. If you're lucky, I even talk to your ass. Excuse my language. But oh, child. She says thank you. Constance says I was professor for 8 years, so going back to school gives me major mixed feelings. Understandable, but remember, a good teacher is always the constant student, my love. Never stop learning. Never stop learning. Trust me, the true teacher slash master of Chinese medicine that you're supposed to learn will come to you. Ask the ancestors to bring them to you. Ask, them to give you the signs that you need to help you recognize truly who it is that you're supposed to learn from. Okay? Sean says, well, I'm still stoked about my reading being spot on. Thanks, EXO. Hey, that's what I'm here for, baby. Trust me, having these type of gifts and everything, y'all, is a blessing and a curse at the same time. Because there's stuff you don't want to know from spirit, especially about certain people. You know, because you try to fight it and they still slap you with that message and everything, like a big red flag warning, and it's like, them really, Oh, hi, Kathleen. How are you, darling? She says, "What are Adam's feelings for me?" Okay, what is Miss Kathleen? Woo. Hmm. Oh, he's still stressed out and everything about the last big fight that you had toward each you had. He sees you glowing and looking all pretty and everything. You got a problem with jealousy, girl. Yeah, yeah. He's seeing you hanging around with your friends and everybody else and everything. He's gonna be the possessive type, so be careful. So I hope that was helpful for you, baby. Okay. And Sister Inner Being says, greetings, many blessings. My question is, what important message does Spirit have for me at this time? Oh, y'all did have a fight? Yeah, he has a problem with jealousy. And a lot of folks who have a problem with jealousy don't will not admit that they have a problem with jealousy because of ego. But yeah, he wants to keep you for himself. He wants to be greedy with you. And don't be surprised if you guys stay together after making up from this fight and everything that he tries to exclude you from your family as well, not just friends and all that stuff. So it's up to you if you want to pursue that thing. But personally, if it was me, I would run the other way, baby. Okay. Oh yeah, that's It sounds like he's a bit of a narcissist. That's the reason why he does that. It's a form of punishment that they do and everything because they try to get you to chase them. So, like I said, open heart, open mind. Yeah, that's a narcissistic abuser, baby. You need to run from that. Okay, that's what they do. And they literally make your mind the prison, not the four walls of your home or your apartment and all that kind of good stuff and everything. Okay, baby. All right. So you don't leave them. Good. So if he does come around, because his retro season is famous for bringing exes around and everything, that's to test your boundaries, to test you, to make sure that you are going to stand strong in your boundaries and say, no, I'm not going to put up with the mental abuse and emotional abuse you put me through in this relationship. Get to step in. I love me some me. Okay. And you are not worthy of me. Okay. You're welcome, honey. She says, thank you for the clarity. It's extremely right about that. My pleasure, baby. My pleasure. Oh, Mr. Robin Alexander, honey. It says, hey, patients, I have a question. Dreamt about an ex I've had talked to in 7 years. In the dream, they gave me a special made suit and it contained magic. No one knows where they are. Hold on. Um, yes, Turan, darling, I can talk to past loved ones, but I'm not doing mediumship readings today. I'm just doing one question tarot readings. But if you want an in-depth mediumship reading, contact me through indigopsychics.com and everything and set up a session through there. And I'd be more than happy to help you, darling. Okay. But just in general, though, you know, don't need to worry. They're very proud of you. Okay. That was your main worry. Uh, Robin's friend, like in his dream, are they still alive? Hmm. Yes, they are, and you will hear from them soon. Just keep on sending out thoughts of friendship and love and stuff, and they will connect to you. That's why they connected in the dream. That's spirit for warning you that they're going to be back in your life. You're welcome to Ron. My pleasure, darling. And Robin, thank you too. Oh, and Robin, darling, do me a favor. If you're going to mess around with certain folks down in New Orleans, make sure they're not a minion of Mr. Days, okay? Because then I would have to end my friendship with you because of them and their associates. So just want to forewarn you, honey. Spirit tells me I have to contact everything. Good. I'm glad, MD. That's what you've been doing, baby. Okay. And what Terren's saying, thank you to me, that's telling me I already hit it on you for about your ancestors. Yes, you need to stop worrying so much. Okay. And start giving them plates. Every time you eat something, start your little altar and give them a plate, light a white candle. Some of them want wine, some of them want coffee, some want water. And one of your grandmothers wants tea. Kathleen Hughes says, I used to live in NOLA. I'm visiting for Halloween. Noted. I'll stay away from that person. Uh, oh, yeah. Well, that's the problem, darling. That certain person, like from what I've seen and everything, tries to run the French Quarter like a spiritual mafia and everything. And you'll find their crap in almost every freaking store. And it's really sad because trust me, the ancestors are tired of the foolishness of the touristy crap that they dish out. But that's another story. So, and I'm to the point I don't care anymore. I've been quiet, I've been silent and everything, about the bullshit that him and his minions have done. I don't care to be quiet. Because you know how much fun it was. 2019, flying with my husband and my family to New Orleans, to the French Quarter, and them motherfuckers never knew I was there, honey. I was cloaked with my invisibility spell. Oh, it was fabulous. We stayed at the Prince Conti boutique hotel, which is literally a half a block up on Conti, right in between Burgundy and Bourbon Street, and from the French Quarter wedding chapel. And we were there for 5 days and everything. Yeah, it was great. Flew into town, partied like a MF, and flew out. And they never even knew I was there, honey. But from what I was told, certain gentlemen and his minions were looking on their security cameras, trying to see if I threw stuff or hexes or stupid little stuff as little hoodoo girls like to do when someone's were mad at him. I wouldn't waste my time because I definitely got a sign from spirit when I saw the possum. The possum, when you see that, that's the ancestors telling you, "Play dead, baby. We taking care of business." And the funny thing is, a year later, said best friend of certain person and everything died on Valentine's. That's what you get for throwing at people that never did you dirty. Karma's a bitch, and she's coming for everybody. And she says, "I think, yeah, darling, yeah, between the living and the dead, honey. Oh, trust and believe me. When I was younger, I could handle it and everything because I did all my drinking and whatever and whatnot. But now these days, I'm too sober to deal with it and too sensitive spiritually, energetically, and stuff that it causes migraines. It's like go there for a couple of days, go and visit, but I'm ready to leave. I couldn't live there. There ain't no way. I don't do big cities. That's why I live out in the country, baby, because of being so sensitive. And that's one thing I love about my life. I'm able to comfortably work from my home and I'm able to help people. Either through here, on Sundays with my little show that I do, or through the different phone lines I read for and my company, indigopsychics.com, doing readings. Don't worry about it, Sean. It's over your head, baby. Oh, I'm a naughty girl and I smoke my cigarette. Hey, I quit everything else in my life. You quit the stress, honey. Y'all quit my cigarettes. And no, I'm not condoning it. I've been smoking. I'm Gen X, honey. I'm too stubborn. But in general, what does we need to know for this full moon, my babies? Costa says, "Yeah, I'm a vegan and I don't party, so I'm wide awake with all the energy." And yeah, I bet you were. I bet you would be. Mm. But to help you with that, good melatonin, kava kava tea, using lavender and everything, that would help. Oh, I remember when y'all had to leave and everything. Back in the day when I was there, I was back in the 95. I was working at Rick's Cabaret on Bourbon Street. I worked between that one and their sister club in Austin, Texas at the time. Yes, darlings. Before I became the Reverend, I used to be one of those ones swinging around the pole. I was known as Mistress Vixen. I ain't ashamed of it. I used to be Mad Cash. That was a feature at one point in time in the South. Sean says, above my pay grade. Got it. What's wrong with that, baby? All right. Let's put this cigarette out and spill the tea, y'all. Okay. What does. Yep, I was an exotic dancer and a professional financial dominatrix. Okay. So with this full moon and everything coming out, what I'm getting is that, like I said, we need to surrender to the divine, letting go of what's no longer serving us and everything. Especially with the lack mindset that a lot of y'all have and everything, it's causing that self sabotage. Okay, things get going good, and stop waiting for the shoe to drop. Let go of that how, when, and where. All right. So as soon as you plant that seed and everything, you need to walk away from it and go into meditation. The easiest way to do it: take a nap or go to sleep. Listen to a frequency, and it will help make your manifestations come quicker because you're not worried about it. You're not putting up that negative energy of when and where it's going to happen. Okay. Remember, when you're constantly trying to control things that way, especially with your spirituality, that's a slap in the Almighty's face. The gods, the angels, the saints, the Loas, the Orishas, your ancestors, whoever that you may work with. Okay. Allow them to do their thing. You got to remind yourself they've always protected and provided for you. Let them do their thing, okay? Just keep saying your prayers, planting the seeds, giving the offerings, and trust me, they're going to bloom quicker than you think, okay? Remember, divine timing and our timing are it's not the same, okay? You need to remember that, my babies. So definitely work on that mindset by taking a nap, going to sleep, especially during this retrograde season, to remove, revamp, redo, return to sender, you know? Use these energies to you. You know what I mean? So, next week, I'll be having our spiritual advisor, um, Mama Doc, on, also known as Dina Goldman. She will be coming on, and we are going to have a fabulous time bringing the soul in the spiritual soul Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So definitely make sure you tune in. Like I said, every week we're going to be doing 3 p.m. Central Time Zone. And if you want to get an in-depth reading with me, remember, first-time callers per minute. Your first 3 minutes is free. I also offer a flat rate 30-minute session. Also, I have chat available as well for readings, but you have to send a request, to set up a chat. So definitely go to indigopsychics.com, either get a reading, coffee, or tea. Okay. Thank you very much for y'all for tuning in tonight. And make sure, like I said, use these energies to your benefits. Don't let these energies use you. I love you, my babies. Stay blessed. Have a good afternoon.